Go.
Okay, hello, both to you. And this is the final Team TSZ now before the World Cup. So hopefully we can end on a bit of a positive note after it's been a bit of a struggle lately. But we did have a green arrow in game week 15, albeit one of the smallest green arrows you can get. I think we went up like just under 2,000 places. But it was a challenging game week for many for a number of reasons. A quick lowdown. No reason to talk about Trippier. He's obviously the goat this season in defence, so he's doing it every single week. Now, yes, we did have Cancelo, but so did everyone else. Although we actually benefited from the site crashing for the second week in a row. As many FPL managers who were engaged with it will know that about 15 minutes before the deadline, it all crashed again. People couldn't make their moves. I logged on. I couldn't make moves on my own team again. Screwed my own team over again. But less about that. But with Team TSZ, we knew that Haaland wasn't going to start, so I was trying to change to Cancelo captain, but it wouldn't let me. So that was somewhat fortunate for us. That would have been
7-point save.
That would have been a bit of a killer. So and then obviously I was hoping Haaland came on then because we knew that Cancelo Vice would come in. So I was glad to see him come on and then get that last second penalty, which I think was a dubious one, but we don't need to have that discussion. I'm not convinced it was a penalty. Salah, we still had Salah. He was our hero, to be honest. Along with James Maddison, to be fair, he's another sort of differential that came through to us. And also we got Andreas as points off the bench. So what I can say is a very fortunate green arrow for the team, but we've had some bad luck in the past, so we'll take it. So on to this week now. The news was broke not so long ago that Mitrovic is out. Well, actually, it did come through yesterday, but it's been confirmed by Marco Silva. So he's definitely not going to play. I don't think he's even going to be available for the first Serbia's first World Cup game. So, the question is, we have I think 1 free transfer, 0.9 in the bank. So I guess Mitrovic out is one option there. We still have the Phil Foden problem. After all that discussion last week, he ended up getting the same as Bernardo Silva, even though he just came off the bench again. I don't know what's going on there. James Maddison's in great form, so I wouldn't be looking at selling him. I think, did we get rid of Zaha recently? That's a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Can't remember why I think we got rid of him for Foden, didn't we?
No, you got rid of him for Rashford.
Oh, Rashford! Oh God, was that? Yeah, you're right. That was one of our moves last week. I'd forgotten that.
Which you're going to try and blame me for, but I did specifically say Almiron, not Rashford, and Almiron did again.
You did, and there was one person in this call that was very against Almiron.
He got 7 points. Woo! I still fancy Rashford to get a big score against Fulham away, and then beat Almiron's overall score over the past 2 game weeks.
I don't know. Almiron looks like he's going to score every game at the moment. I mean, he's unbelievable. Player of the month, goal of the month. We've dropped the ball there. He is a different player, but we went with Rashford. We're going to have to stick with Rashford. It's also that the Newcastle are just a way better team.
I was going to say, what's the update on Callum Wilson?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention him. He's trained away from the group, so it's still the illness apparently. So I thought he came off last week at half time with some sort of injury, like a classic Callum Wilson injury. But Eddie Howe said that it's still this illness that's ongoing, which is quite unusual for a professional footballer to still be ill after like a week and a half.
There seems to be a bug going through football camps at the moment. It's been the same in the EFL. There's like an illness, there's a sickness bug that's gone through the Championship, and it seems to be around the Premier League now. This is very strange. You're not aware. It's not just, like a couple of days thing. Like it's actually affecting players over a longer period. Strange thing. Well, if he's training away from the players, it must be serious.
Yeah. Hopefully another pandemic's not on the cards. But so he's 50-50. To be honest, if he doesn't play, then Andreas coming on isn't the worst thing in the world. I probably wouldn't put Neco in there. I think Palace are in good form at the moment. I don't, I think a clean sheet at home to Palace is possible for Forest. They have been better at home, but I'd still probably prefer Andreas because he's just, he'll be on pens as well, I'd assume, because Mitrovic
He will
isn't
be
playing.
on pens. Yeah, he will be on pens.
So unless you can think of anything else, I think Mitrovic out is probably the obvious one. We did miss his price drop last night, but
yeah,
oh well.
It's probably him, isn't it? It's probably him. 7.7 that would leave us, and then you look through the options, and what have you got?
Nothing.
And it's a lean list, isn't it? It's a lean list.
It is not good. I mean, if we had more money, then Jesus or Nunez would be nice, but we simply don't. So if we can have a look at the fixtures. Oh yeah, by the way, Haaland, I forgot to mention him, but Pep was, I don't know if you've seen the Pep quotes, but it's like the copy and paste thing that he said the last 2 weeks. Even though he came off the bench last week, scored, he was on the bench in the midweek game against Chelsea, didn't come on. Pep was still saying he's better, but we'll see. We have to see him in training. Blah 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 blah. So I think this foot issue that he has is ongoing. Like he's not.
Okay. I mean, let me quickly pivot from that. How about Alvarez?
Well, I was
going
to.
We've got 3 City, haven't we? Oh, we've got 3 City.
Burnley got rid of Foden a few weeks ago.
Oh no! I was thinking for 2 seconds that I was a genius. 2 seconds.
If only we never signed him. But
yeah.
Then, like if Haaland does start, then Alvarez probably on the bench.
You're covering your back though, aren't you? And Alvarez could come off the bench, but it's irrelevant now.
Yeah. So, and obviously Cancelo serves the suspension in the League Cup, so he's available. I don't know, Johnny's injured.
Solanke scored at Ellen Road. I noticed that Solanke scored at Ellen Road. You look at those fixtures, maybe Brighton, Aston Villa could be one to maybe take advantage of, and Villa under Emery, maybe someone like Watkins. Watkins scored in midweek in the Carabao Cup. Did he score against Man United in the win in the Premier League that they got?
I never remember stuff like that. Let me have a look. Watkins.
He got an assist.
An assist. Yeah, he did score in the League Cup. He's not one to get really excited over, is it? But
no, of course it's not. No, it's not. But then again, are there any forwards there that are worth getting excited about? My answer to that would be a resounding no. We're just gonna have to punt on someone and hope they come off.
But I mean, did Bournemouth beat Everton in the week, didn't they? 4-1.
They did. Yeah.
And Bournemouth Everton in recent years has always been a very high.
Yeah, you're thinking of the 3-3, aren't you? The last the 100th minute equaliser.
One of the like slow hit best games for the last few years. I think that was a really good game. And I mean, obviously Wilson was playing then and got a couple of goals in that. But I mean, Solanke's I think he's third on the list for form players right now in forwards.
Yeah, he probably is, Solanke. I mean, you've got Maupay who's going to play, but he's not really great for Everton. I mean, will he even play? Maybe he'll play Gordon as a striker. I wouldn't be that surprised. So I think pretty depressing when you talk about that. I mean, maybe perhaps a Daka, but then Vardy scored twice in the League Cup.
If we're going to punt on someone though, it's this week to do it, isn't it? This is a free hit. This is literally a free transfer hit because they're not going to be in our team probably going forwards after this.
Yeah, if we could afford him, I think this week would be a really good week to punt on Darwin. Because I mean, Southampton. I know they've got a new manager, but look, I mean, Southampton can.
Yeah, he is the one you'd want, but we've nowhere near affording him with that -4.
Yeah.
You could do, Darwin.
We could get rid of Foden. We could get rid of Foden and bring Darwin in.
And it'd be like
Sod's law that Foden would start against Brentford, but
and Brentford are bad right now.
Yeah, they are.
It would probably be Almiron then, wouldn't it? But yeah, I think probably we just take stock. But we got a bit lucky last week. For a green arrow, we get in Solanke and just go with that.
Either that, or you gamble on ditching Wilson, and we have enough money to do it. We could do Wilson to Darwin.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
I don't know if we'd have enough money though. If you're cutting Solanke there,
No, we do. I've just seen it, but hang on. Who did Newcastle have? Chelsea, yeah.
that's a tough game, and we don't know if he's absolutely guaranteed. If he's training away from the squad, that's a worry. If he's training away from the squad,
I think
Yeah, I don't know if that's just he didn't want them to like. I guess.
no, I know it might. Yeah. I'm not saying it's definitely he's not going to play at all. I'm just saying it's a little bit of a it's deep Darwin. You know,
Yeah, he
a
was getting
bit
that.
of a worry, just a tiny bit of one.
Yeah, I quite like that actually. Yeah,
because I can see him having a good World Cup and coming back as someone we might want to keep next year as well.
Can we afford him without doing Mitrovic to Solanke?
Just about no, I think.
No, 0.5
So
off.
we have to take a hit. If we want Darwin, realistically, we have to take a hit. Okay. Well, that's a decision we need to make. Hey, if you look, Liverpool, I feel like this is one of our catchphrases in these pods. You know Liverpool better than me. It's one of those. What can I tell you about Southampton under Nathan Jones? They'll work very, very hard. They won't be easy to break down, but he's only had a day. Yeah. So I think we'll really see the fruits of his labour after the World Cup break, in terms of their defence. So maybe this is the last chance to take advantage of Southampton.
Yeah, it's more about will there be, because there were rumours of discontent under Hasenhüttl in the dressing room, like maybe the players will be motivated, a bit like when Gerrard left and Villa just smashed it just to show like, it wasn't our fault kind of thing. But I mean, no one can predict Liverpool this season, so there's no point asking us. I can't work it out. I don't. But we obviously on paper we should be beating them. As I thought against Forest, as I thought against Leeds. So
can't beat Southampton at home. You might as well write the season off, to be brutally honest.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm happy to go with the Darwin thing, because even if Wilson plays, Chelsea isn't the easiest fixture. So
okay, so what would our team be in that case? Who's getting benched? Are we benching Foden?
Probably not. Do you think if we have him, probably not?
No, I think no. We're benching Johnny, Neko, and Andreas.
That's what I mean. We have to bench one of the player, Andreas or Foden. I think we're gambling benching Andreas, but
or
it's one of those, isn't it?
I suppose you could bench Guehi.
No, because we
need three defenders.
Yeah. Ignore me. Yeah, I guess
that's the point. We're taking a punt on a bench.
Yeah. That was the case anyway, though, because we were playing 4-3, three strikers anyway, so it's the same dilemma. So I may as well make the transfers now, then we can have that discussion. I mean, it's
okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean, again,
this is quite brave. This is quite brave.
I know we're taking a gamble, but we need something. We need a green arrow going into the World Cup break.
I can't believe I'm rolling a transfer probably for the first time in 3 years, and then Team TSZ have done a -4. It's like the roles are reversed.
Is that our second of the season, maybe? No, this is our first hit.
First time.
Oh wow! Well.
Okay. So, let's see.
It's a nice looking team, really.
It is. If only we knew Foden would start. If we knew Foden would start, I'd be even happier.
He didn't play against Chelsea.
I know he didn't. I was just checking to see if he had played against Chelsea.
Was he on the bench?
I couldn't see. I couldn't see if he was on the bench. He was.
I think he was, actually. He was.
I think he was. I'm trying to get it up if it let me, but I'm not too sure. Haaland was on the bench, right? If Haaland was on the bench, then surely Foden would have been.
Yeah,
I know. De Bruyne did De Bruyne come off the bench?
No,
he didn't.
No, it was a very strong bench.
I'm thinking of Liverpool that had that literally fielded a team of kids, but then had a strong bench and brought them all
on. Yeah, we right at the end for the penalties we bought Firmino.
No, that went well.
That's a nice midfield of young England players who will maybe boosted this week by their call up.
Yeah, and you'll see James Madison tweet. He kept it quiet. He played it cool pretty much for weeks now about, if I don't get picked for England, whatever. Then an hour about an hour into him getting picked, he posted that picture of him with his England, like his full England shirt and his face paint on. Couldn't hold it in anymore, could you?
No, he's that prepared just in case. What was I saying? Foden was an unused sub. I've just checked. It's crazy if he doesn't play again. Like what?
Morris played against Chelsea and scored.
Yeah, he was good. I in my predicted lineup, I put Bernardo on the right and Foden on the left. But
should we go with Tristan then? Since Tristan, you predicted it in our predicted lineups thread, so surely we should go with that. Otherwise, it would make a bit of a mockery of our lineups.
Well, we've kept Foden this long. He may as well just disappoint us one more week. So.
I can't wait to get him out. By the way, even if he gets 20 points, he's going.
Yeah.
Even if he gets 20 points, he's out. We're getting De Bruyne back in. I don't care what anyone says.
He's at least capable of scoring like a hat trick, whereas Andreas isn't. He's more like a 10 points max kind of player.
You've said it now. Yeah.
Andreas hat trick against United.
I know. You've said it now against his old club as well. Adam, you're the champion of players against their old club, points to prove.
Didn't think
Andreas
of that.
Pereira.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm playing him, but that's because I'm rolling a transfer. So that's made me really happy now.
I'm playing him too.
Also on that, Slanky against Everton as an ex. I know he wasn't at Liverpool long, but it's nice. It adds spice to that.
I just think it's because Solanke isn't a sexy. He's not a sexy pick, is he? But ultimately, he's done well. He's done well.
Yeah, it's just a real good strikers to choose from. But yeah, fine. I'll go with that. And the captaincy, I guess,
Oh no, that's a tougher one than. Oh, well, the thing is, it's not the fact that it is the fact that Salah is there and Darwin is there. That this is a bit tougher this week, isn't it? Because we don't know if Haaland's going to start, and this might finally be the week that if Haaland doesn't start, we might get punished for captaining him.
Well, for the third week in a row, sorry, Adam, the third week in a row, it's the early kickoff or like the first kickoff.
Yeah.
So again, there'll be team leaks, but again, you can't rely on the site not crashing because it's just been such a problem.
Well, you need to download the proper app rather than the other.
I have, but it's not logged into Team TSZ though.
I think
so. Okay, go on.
Backing up. I think if we've done a -4, I think we should back ourselves and Captain Darwin.
Oh, Adam's gone in. He's gone in for it. I like that. I like that ballsy play. I'd like it even more if I hadn't captained Haaland for those 3 weeks that he scored that hat trick and ruined my personal team. And he could do it again in Brentford.
The reason I've done so badly at FPL, one of the many reasons, is that at the beginning of the season I picked Darwin over Haaland, and I've never recovered from that. But maybe this week is when it all gets turned around.
I do think we need to take advantage of the early kickoff. I think if Haaland starts against Brentford, I don't think we can not captain him. No. I just think we're asking for trouble doing it. We're putting the proverbial gun to our FPL team's head doing that. I think we need to hope for a bit of team news. And then
I'll be on it as usual as whether or not I can get moves through. If not, I can check. Just on that though, would you not pick Salah over Darwin?
That's a difficult one. That is a genuinely tough one. I know Salah's found a bit of form, but at the same time, I'm still not 100% with him against these teams that play low blocks with his teammates. Darwin is a selfish customer. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying that's what he is, and he tries to score goals himself. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say he got an assist for Salah against Spurs. It's a different opponent. Salah was given a bit of space against Spurs, as you saw with his goals. And I feel like against a low block Southampton, he might struggle a bit more.
I'm thinking if you're going to score against Southampton, it's Liverpool going to score against Southampton, it's probably likely to come from headers, and that makes me swing for Darwin.
Yeah.
But I don't have.
I would agree with that.
I'd be captaining Salah quite happily. But if I had Darwin, I would be doing. I think I would. I think I would. Why not?
Okay.
I don't think it's a bad shout. I'm happy to have him. If Haaland isn't starting, if Haaland is bench Tristan, and I had to choose between those three, Adam, I would probably go for Darwin as well and take a gamble. Yeah. Why not?
Because how good would it feel if we do a -4 and it pays off like that?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
more than capable of a brace, at least, isn't he? You
Yeah.
think he could get a brace? Should play. Should start. Should play.
Also,
Coach,
those two started assisting each other. Well, Darwin started assising Salah, so even if
I've
he
noticed that. Yeah, I've
Salah was
noticed that.
more central against whoever, I can't remember who we played now. Who did we beat last week?
Tottenham.
Tottenham. Yeah, he was more central then, and obviously more effective. He was the one who capitalised on the errors defensively. But you're right, it will be a different style against Southampton. So maybe it is a striker's game rather than.
I do think you make a good point regarding the headers. I do think that's a good point against a team like Southampton.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll keep on Haaland. I do wonder if it'll be another one where Pep will try and avoid playing him unless he has to. A bit like last week. He only brought him on because they needed to win. In which case, if he doesn't bring him on, we get Darwin anyway. So,
it's annoying, really, because he's not going to the World Cup. I'd understand if he was going to the World Cup. He's not.
Yeah,
it's a bit frustrating, really. He's got a month break coming up. He'll play a couple of meaningless Norwegian friendlies, and that's it.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'll obviously try and make some moves if any news breaks. Foden's bench, for example. I'll find out that. I'll put Andreas in.
Yeah.
And things like that. So we'll see how it goes. But this is how we line up for now.
I think that's a good team. A goalkeeper, we'll need our goalkeeper to make a few saves.
Yeah. Choosing to ignore that.
Yeah, we've brushed that under the carpet. Guay has been frustrating as well. Guay has been frustrating as well. I can't remember how has he done for us? Has he got any clean sheets for us?
The one clean sheet he got, he was on our bench.
Of course he was.
We brought him in, I think, for like the blank game week or something, and we benched him the week before it, got the clean sheet, then played him in the blank, and he didn't get anything.
Nothing.
Yeah, classic FPL. But Forrest, at least he has a chance of something.
We had one clean sheet off him 2 weeks ago. That's it.
Did he actually play in our team?
Oh, I'm looking at Guaita. I'm assuming Gay. He plays every game, doesn't he, Gay?
He plays every game, but he's not always in our team. He's not always in Team TSZ.
Yeah, I think we benched him. Is my point. 3 games ago. When did he get his clean sheet?
14, game week 14.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yes.
Oh, we did start him. Hallelujah, rejoice! And that was only because Haaland didn't play, so we got him off the bench.
It was this one, game week 11. He got 7 points on our bench. That's what I was remembering.
Not a nice bench.
Anyway, right, okay. I think
can't wait to get Daniel Everson out as well. That's another one. Stealing a living in that goal.
Danny Ward is. No one's irritated me more than Danny Ward this season.
Marcus Rashford.
Since I got rid of him on wildcard, he's got 7 out of 8 clean sheets or something bonkers. And Leicester was so poor when I had him, and this is
strange. They've had a strange season of Leicester, haven't they? They have had a strange season.
Although handy for him to get into form ahead of the World Cup for Wales. So
Hennessy will start surely.
Don't know, in current form.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. That's a conversation though for another podcast. When we take the mick out of Wales's performance. No, actually, I don't want to annoy any of our Welsh listeners. So no, all the best, apart from against England. But I'm happy with our team. Fingers crossed for a green arrow going into Christmas. The worst thing we can have is have a month break on a red arrow. Not what we want. And then, of course, our next one will be a bumper. It'll be a bumper recording, won't it? Because we'll be ripping 3/4 of this team up and starting all over again.
Yeah, and it's awkward because that's Boxing Day. So I don't know when we're going to have that call.
It's going to be a tough decision as well, because I can see players being rested. Like top players that get far in the World Cup being rested. So it's going to be difficult to navigate that. I can't see people playing every game.
No, that's a problem we don't need to consider.
Yeah, it's too much to think about right now.
Yeah. Okay then. Well, we'll see you then, unless we do some World Cup Team TSZ stuff, which we might. We'll that's a decision to be made.
For anyone listening, keep an eye on our website for that. We've got a lot of World Cup content. We'll be doing some sort of World Cup fantasy content. Just we don't know whether we'll be doing a recording of a team, but we'll definitely be doing some.
Yeah, we'll try and squeeze it in. I think because I know there are some content creators doing it, but it's definitely not as widely used. Or known about as FPL.
Yeah.
So
and it gives us something to try and try and win in at least. Try being the word.
Attempt.
Okay. Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good Christmas to everyone, as we won't be seeing you again until just before, probably. Enjoy the World Cup.
Ta-ra.
Far too early to say that, Alex, but yeah, I get the sentiment.